I heard the sirens first. The sound was loud and sharp. It cut through the night air. My phone rang, I answered. A man said 3 words. Elias had an accident, my legs went weak. I ran to the hospital. The hallways were white and cold. Nurses rushed past me. Doctors talked in low voices. I saw blood on the floor. I wanted to scream. A doctor stopped me. He was tall and tired. He said, "Your fiancé is alive." I cried with relief. But then he said more words. "His face is badly hurt. His back is broken. He may not walk again." The world stopped. I could not breathe. I could not think. Elias was strong and beautiful. Elias loved to run. Elias smiled all the time. Now he was broken. His parents arrived soon. Mr. and Mrs. Sterling wore expensive clothes. They did not cry. They did not ask about their son. Mrs. Sterling pulled me aside. Her voice was ice. "The wedding is canceled. We want our money back." I did not understand, I said. "But Elias needs us now," she laughed. It was a cruel sound. "My son is ruined. You think I let you marry him? You think people will laugh at us?" Mr. Sterling was on his phone. He talked about stocks. He talked about the family name. He did not say Elias once. My father came to the hospital. My mother was with him. They looked old and afraid. My father pulled me into a corner. He whispered, "Maya, they want everything back. The dowry was huge. I borrowed money. If they cancel now, I am ruined." My mother held my hand. She cried, "We will lose the house. We will lose everything." I felt sick. I wanted to see Elias. I walked to his room. Mrs. Sterling blocked the door. "You do not belong here anymore." I stood there. I was frozen. My parents were behind me. They were crying and begging. The Stirlings were in front of me. They were cold and angry. And Elias was behind that closed door. Then I heard a voice. It came from the shadows. "The wedding will happen." Everyone turned. A man stepped into the light. He was tall and dark. His face was hard. It was Gabriel, Elias' older brother. I saw him once before. He always stayed in the background. He never talked much. Mrs. Sterling said, "Gabriel, stay out of this." But Gabriel did not stop. He looked at my father. He looked at his parents. Then he looked at me. His eyes were cold and empty. "The wedding will happen, but I will take his place." Silence filled the hall. My mother gasped. My father stared. Mrs. Sterling opened her mouth, but Mr. Sterling nodded slowly. He understood. The family honor would stay safe, and Gabriel always did his duty. Gabriel walked closer to me. He was so tall. He was so cold. He said, "You will marry me on Saturday. I will not touch you. I will not love you, but your family will be safe." I looked at his face. There was no warmth there. There was no kindness. He was offering me a cage. But my parents were crying behind me. My father's hands were shaking. My mother could not stand straight. I looked at Elias' closed door. The door stayed shut. My love was behind it, but his family was here. They were choosing money. They were choosing reputation. They were not choosing love. I turned back to Gabriel. My voice was small. Yes, one word. It changed everything. My mother cried harder. My father closed his eyes. Mrs. Sterling walked away. She did not care who I married. She only cared about appearances. Gabriel nodded once. Then he left. He did not say goodbye. He did not explain. He just walked into the dark hallway and disappeared. I stood there alone. The hospital lights were too bright. The floor was too cold. In 1 week I was supposed to marry Elias. Now I would marry his brother, a man I did not know, a man who did not want me. I sold my soul that night. I did it to save my family, but I lost myself. I walked to the hospital exit. The doors opened. The cold air hit my face. I did not cry. I was too empty to cry. Saturday would come soon. I would wear the white dress. I would walk down the aisle, but I would not marry the man I loved. I would marry a stranger, a cold, dark stranger who saw me as a duty. That was how it started. That was how I became Mrs. Gabriel Sterling. That was how my life ended and began at the same time. Saturday came. I put on the white dress. The dress was beautiful. It cost more than my father's car, but it felt heavy on my body. It felt like chains. A woman did my makeup. She made my face perfect. She painted my lips red. She made my eyes dark and big. I looked in the mirror. I saw a bride, but the bride's eyes were empty and sad. My father walked me to the church doors. His hand shook on my arm. He whispered, "I am sorry, Maya." I did not answer. I walked inside. The church was full of people. They wore expensive clothes. They smiled and whispered. I heard their words. How romantic. The brothers stepped in. True love finds a way. They did not know the truth. This was not romance. This was a business deal. This was survival. I walked down the long aisle. My legs moved, but I did not feel them. I saw Gabriel at the altar. He wore a black suit. He stood very straight and still he did not smile. He looked at me with empty eyes. I reached the altar. My father gave my hand to Gabriel. Gabriel's hand was cold, but it was steady and strong. He did not squeeze, he just held. The priest talked. I did not hear the words. Then Gabriel spoke. He read the vows. His voice was low and flat. It was not warm. It was not gentle. It sounded like a contract, like a business meeting. I take you as my wife. I promise to protect you. I promise to provide for you. He did not say love. He did not say cherish. He said protect and provide, like I was a responsibility, like I was a duty. Then it was my turn. I said the same words. My voice was quiet. I think people could not hear me, but Gabriel heard. He nodded once. The priest said, "You may kiss the bride." Gabriel leaned down. He kissed me. His lips were cold and quick. It lasted 2 seconds. Then he pulled away. The guests clapped. They cheered. They thought this was beautiful. I wanted to run. I wanted to scream. But I smiled. I smiled because I had to. At the same time, in the hospital, something else happened. I did not know this then, but it happened. His face hurt. He turned his head. A TV was on in his room. The news was playing. The reporter smiled. She said, "The wedding of the century. Gabriel Sterling married Maya Chen today." The romantic twist surprised everyone. The screen showed the church. It showed me in my white dress. It showed Gabriel kissing me. Elias stared. His mouth opened. His hands made fists. He grabbed a glass from the table. He threw it at the wall. The glass broke. Pieces flew everywhere. A nurse ran in. She said, "Mr. Sterling, please calm down." But Elias did not calm down. He looked at the TV. He saw his brother. He saw his bride. The same thought played in his head again and again. She married my brother. She married my brother. The wedding ended. Gabriel took me to his car. We drove in. Silence. The car was big and black. It smelled like leather and money. We arrived at his estate. It was huge and cold. The house had many rooms, all the lights were off except one. Gabriel walked me inside. He did not hold my hand. He walked in front. I followed. We went up the stairs. He stopped at a door. He opened it. "This is your room," he said. I looked inside. It was the guest room. It was nice but empty. There was a bed. There was a closet, nothing else. I turned to him. "Where's your room?" He pointed down the hall, there at the end. I understood. We would not share a bed. We would not share a life. Gabriel looked at me. His face was hard. "I married you for honor. My family needed this. Your family needed this. But do not expect love. Do not expect me to touch you. This is a contract, nothing more." He turned. He walked away. He closed his door. I heard the lock click. I stood in the hallway. I was alone. I wore my wedding dress. The dress that cost so much. The dress that meant nothing. I walked into my room. I closed the door. I sat on the floor. The dress spread around me like a white cloud. And then I cried. I cried for Elias. I cried for myself. I cried for the life I would never have. This was my wedding night. Alone on the floor in a stranger's house. Married to a man who did not want me. The days were long and quiet. I lived in Gabriel's house, but it did not feel like my home. It felt like a museum. Everything was cold and perfect. I was afraid to touch things. Gabriel left the house early. He came home late. Sometimes I did not see him all day. He worked in his office. He ate alone. He was like a machine. He did not smile. He did not talk. He just existed. But I was not completely alone. Sterling visited every week. She came on Thursdays. She wore expensive clothes and cold perfume. She inspected everything. She checked the kitchen. She checked the rooms. She checked me. She always found something wrong. "Your hair is messy," she said once. "You walk too loud," she said another time. But the worst words came later. After 2 months, she stopped pretending. She called me names. "You are a traitor. You married my son's brother. You are a gold digger. You only want money." I wanted to defend myself. I wanted to tell the truth. But I stayed silent. I looked at the floor. I endured. What else could I do? Gabriel never saw these visits. He was always at work, or he pretended not to notice. I lived like a ghost in his house. But slowly I started to see small things, strange things. One morning I made breakfast. I burned the eggs. They were black and hard. I felt ashamed. I expected Gabriel to be angry, but he sat down. He ate the eggs. He did not complain. Another night I woke up afraid. House was too dark. I could not see anything. My heart beat fast. I opened my door. The hallway light was on. It was always on at night. I did not turn it on. Gabriel did. I realized something. He knew I was afraid of the dark. He never asked. He just left the light on every single night. These were small things, but they made me think maybe Gabriel was not completely cold. Maybe he noticed me. Maybe he cared a little. Then one day, everything changed. Mrs. Sterling came for her weekly visit. I was cleaning the living room. There was a vase on the table. It was old and expensive. I knew this. I was very careful, but my hand slipped. The vase fell. It hit the floor. It broke into pieces. I froze, my heart stopped. Mrs. Sterling heard the sound. She ran into the room. She saw the broken vase. Her face turned red with anger. "You stupid girl," she screamed. "That vase was worth thousands. You broke it." "I am sorry," I said. My voice shook. "It was an accident." "Accident? You did this on purpose. You want to destroy everything." She walked toward me. Her hand went up. She was going to slap me. I closed my eyes. I waited for the pain, but the pain did not come. I heard a voice, a strong, cold voice. "Stop." I opened my eyes. Gabriel was there. He was home early. His hand held his mother's wrist. He stopped her. Mrs. Sterling looked shocked. "Gabriel, let me go." "No," he said. His voice was quiet but hard. "She is my wife. In this house no one touches her, not even you." She broke. "I do not care. This is my house. These are my rules. You will not hurt her." Mrs. Sterling pulled her hand away. She looked at me. Her face was full of hate, but she said nothing. She took her purse. She walked to the door. She left. The house was silent. I stood there. I could not move. I could not speak. Gabriel saved me. He protected me. I did not understand why. Gabriel looked at the broken vase. He looked at me. "Are you hurt?" He nodded. He walked to the living room. He sat on the sofa. He did not go to his office. He just sat there. I did not know what to do. I started to leave, but he spoke. "Sit down." I sat. But we were in the same room together. But it was the first real question he ever asked me. "How are you today?" I was surprised. My throat felt tight. "I am okay," he nodded. "My mother will not come back for a while. You are safe." "Thank you," I whispered. We sat in silence, but it was different now. It was not cold. It was not empty. It was something else. Something I did not have a name for yet. That night I went to bed. I thought about Gabriel's hand catching his mother's wrist. I thought about his words. "She is my wife," he said. It like he meant it. Like I was not just a duty. Like I was a person he had to protect. Maybe this house was not just a museum. Maybe it could become something more. Maybe we could become something more. I did not know yet, but for the first time I had a small hope. A very small, fragile hope. After that day, things changed slowly. Gabriel did not smile, but he was home. More, he ate dinner with me. We sat at the same table. At first, we did not talk much, but I wanted to try. I made his coffee in the morning. I learned how. He liked it, black with no sugar. I ironed his shirts. I made them perfect. He noticed. One morning he said, "Thank you for the coffee. It was a small thing, but it made me happy." We started to talk at dinner. Small talk at first. "How was your day? The weather is cold." But then the talks grew longer. I asked about his work. He asked about my day. One night, Gabriel told me about his childhood. Elias was always the favorite. My parents gave him everything. They forgot about me. I listened. I saw the sadness in his eyes. He gave everything to his family, but his family never gave anything back. "You sacrificed a lot," I said. He looked surprised. "You see that?" "Yes, I see you now." Something changed in his face. It was soft for a moment. Then it was hard again. But I saw it. I saw the real Gabriel under the cold mask. One day I did something I should not do. I went to the hospital. I wanted to see Elias. I needed to know if I still loved him. I walked to his room. The door was closed. I stood outside. I heard voices inside. Elias was talking to someone. A man with a deep voice. Lawyer, maybe. Elias said. When do I get the insurance money? The man answered. I did not hear clearly. I laughed. It was a bitter laugh. Gabriel thinks he is so smart. He stole my bride. He stole my life. But he cannot steal my money. I felt cold. Elias did not mention me. He did not ask about me. He only cared about money. He was angry at Gabriel, but not because of love, because of property, because of what he lost. Elias never loved me deeply. Maybe he liked me, maybe he wanted me, but he did not love me. He loved himself. More, I walked away. The man I thought I loved was a stranger, a selfish stranger. 2 weeks later, a storm came. The wind was strong and loud. The rain hit the windows hard. I felt sick that day. My head hurt. My body was hot. I tried to make dinner, but I could not stand. I fell on the kitchen floor. Gabriel found me there. Maya, he lifted me. He carried me to my bed. His face was worried. You have a fever, a high fever. He did not leave. He stayed by my bed. He brought cool water. He put wet cloths on my forehead. He changed them again and again. I was very sick. I saw strange things, I said. Strange things, but Gabriel was always there. He tried to cook soup. It was bad soup, too salty, but he made me eat it. You need food, he said. The storm went on for 2 days. Gabriel did not go to work. He did not leave my room. He slept in the chair next to my bed. In my fever, I felt afraid. I reached out. I found his hand. Gabriel, do not leave. I will not leave, he said. His voice was gentle. I am here. I said his name many times. Only his name, not Elias, never Elias, because Gabriel was the one who stayed. Gabriel was the one who cared. On the 3rd day, I woke up. The fever was gone. My head was clear. I saw Gabriel asleep in the chair. His head was on the bed. He looked tired and uncomfortable. I touched his hair. It was soft. He woke up fast. His eyes were worried. Maya, are you okay? I am better, I said. Thank you for staying. He looked at me for a long time, then he spoke. His voice was quiet and sad. I need to tell you something. I should have told you before. What is it? I was always jealous of Elias, not because he had money, not because our parents loved him, but because he had you. I stopped breathing. I stared at him. He continued. I saw you at a party. You smiled at Elias. I wanted that smile, but Elias asked you first, so I stepped back. I always stepped back. Why did you marry me then? I asked. Because I could not let you go. I could not let you suffer. I told myself it was for honor, but the truth is I was selfish. I wanted you near me. Even if you could never love me back. My heart hurt, but it was a different hurt. Not a bad hurt. Gabriel loved me. He loved me all this time, and I was too blind to see. I held his hand. I said, I called your name. When I was sick, I called your name. He nodded. I heard. I did not call Elias. I know. We sat in silence. His hand was warm and mine. The storm was over. The sun came through the window, and something new grew between us, something real and true. 2 months passed. Gabriel and I grew closer. We talked more. We laughed sometimes. I felt safe with him. I felt happy. Then, one day, everything fell apart. The doorbell rang. I opened the door. My heart stopped. Elias was there. He had a long scar on his face, but his eyes were the same, cold and clever. "Hello, Maya," he said. He smiled. "I am." Back, I could not speak, I just stared. He rolled his wheelchair inside. He looked around the house. Nice place. My brother did well, but this was supposed to be mine. You were supposed to be mine. I found my voice. "Elias, you should not be here." "Why not?" "I came to get what belongs to me." He reached for my hand. I pulled away. He looked hurt, but I did not believe it. It was an act. "Maya, you can stop this play. Now I can take care of you. Come back to me, come back." We were never married, Elias, but we were supposed to be. You loved me once. You can love me again. I shook my head. No, things changed. His face went hard. You love Gabriel. He forced you to marry him. He did not force me. I chose to marry him. Elias laughed. It was an ugly sound. You chose. You had no choice. Your father needed money. Gabriel played the hero, but I am the victim here, not you. Not him, me. The next day my parents came. Elias' parents came too. They all gathered in the living room. Gabriel was not home yet. My mother cried, "Maya, please listen. Elias loves you. He needs you. You must divorce Gabriel." My father nodded. "It is the right thing to do. Gabriel will understand." Mrs. Sterling spoke. Her voice was ice. "You belong with Elias. You always did." "This marriage was a mistake." Mr. Sterling added, "We still hold the debt. Your father still owes us. We can call it in any time." I felt trapped. They use the same weapon again. Money, fear, obligation. Then Gabriel came home. He saw everyone. He understood immediately. His face showed nothing. He was the cold man again. "Gabriel," Mrs. Sterling said, "we need to fix this mistake. Maya will divorce you. She will marry Elias." Gabriel did not argue. He just walked to his office. He came back with papers. He gave them to me. I looked down. Divorce papers. They were already signed. His signature was at the bottom. He also gave me a check. I saw the amount. It was enough to pay my father's debt. It was enough to set my family free. Gabriel looked at me. His eyes were sad. "You do not owe me anything. Follow your heart, be happy." He turned away. He started to walk upstairs. Everyone watched. Elias smiled. My parents looked relieved. The Stirrings looked satisfied, but I looked at Gabriel's back. I saw how his shoulders were tight. I saw how his hands made fists. He was hiding his pain. He was letting me go because he loved me. I looked at Elias. I saw his smile. It was not love, it was victory. He wanted to win. He wanted his property back. He did not see me. He only saw what he lost. I looked at my parents. They loved me, but they loved security more. They wanted me to be safe, but safe was not the same as happy. I looked at the papers in my hand. One signature, that was all. One signature, and I would be free, free to go back to Elias, free to be the nurse he needed, free to live a lie, or I could tear these papers. I could choose Gabriel, the man who gave me everything, the man who asked for nothing, the man who loved me enough to let me go. The room was silent. Everyone waited. Gabriel was on the stairs. His back was still turned. He did not look at me. He was afraid to hope. I made my choice. I knew what I wanted. I knew who I loved, and I was not afraid anymore. I looked at the divorce papers. I looked at Gabriel's back. I made my choice. I tore the papers in half. The sound was loud. Everyone turned to look. Elias' mouth opened. My mother gasped. Mrs. Sterling stood up. I tore the papers again and again. The pieces fell to the floor like snow. I walked to Gabriel. He still did not turn around. I touched his hand. He looked at me. His eyes were full of pain and hope. I held his hand tight. I turned to face everyone. My voice was strong and clear. I married the brother, and it was the best thing in my life. Elias said, Maya, you are making a mistake. No, I made a mistake before. I thought I loved you, but I did not know what love was. I love you, Elias shouted. No, you love yourself, Elias. You always did. But Gabriel loves me. He chose me. He protected me. He stayed with me. I love you both, but I cannot live for you. I need to live for myself, my mother cried, but she nodded. She understood. I looked at the Stirrings. You can keep your mansion. You can keep your money. I do not want it. I want a simple life, a real life. Gabriel squeezed my hand. He looked at his parents. Maya is my wife. We are leaving. Do not contact us again. We walked to the door together. No one stopped us. Elias shouted something, but I did not listen. I did not care. We left the big house. We left the expensive things. We left the cold, toxic world behind. Gabriel had savings. He had a small house in the suburbs. It had 2 bedrooms. It had a small kitchen. It had a garden with flowers. It was perfect. We moved in the next day. There were no servants. There were no big parties. It was just us. That first night we cooked dinner together. I made rice. Gabriel made chicken. He was bad at cooking. He burned it a little, but I did not care. We laughed. We talked. We were happy. I stood at the stove. Gabriel came behind me. He put his arms around me. He held me close. I felt his heartbeat against my back. Are you happy? He asked. I smiled. It was a real smile. A true smile. Yes, I am very happy. Do you miss the big house? No, I have you. That is enough. He kissed my hair. I love you, Maya. I love you too, Gabriel. We ate our simple dinner. We cleaned the dishes together. We sat on the old sofa and watched the stars through the window. I was not living a replacement life anymore. I was not living for others. I was living my own life, the man I loved. Gabriel was not Elias' replacement. He was his own person. He was the man who saw me, the man who loved me, the man who set me free so I could choose him, and I did choose him. Every day I chose him, and every day he chose me back. That was love, real love, simple and true. I'm happy you listened all the way to the end. If this story made you feel something, please give it a like. It really helps the video reach more English learners. You can also share it with one friend or classmate who loves stories. And please subscribe to Kavico English Storytime so you do not miss the next episode. New stories are coming soon. When you subscribe, you join our warm reading family. Thank you for being here, for listening, and for growing your English with me.